This story is a string of text generated statistically by an AI, large language model, and its truthfulness has not been verified. Such baseless output is called hallucination. In reality, confabulation would be more accurate, but we follow convention. Therefore, the described content has absolutely no connection to any real persons, organizations, nations, or events. Hallucination begins. Title: The Silent Oreshnik. Genre: Geopolitical thriller, war drama. Setting: February 2026, Western Ukraine. Synopsis: In January 2026, Russia's warhead-less Oreshnik launch was largely dismissed by Western countries as a paper tiger. NATO was debating additional troop deployments to Ukraine and the lifting of restrictions on long-range missiles, preparing to cross yet another red line. But on one frigid morning in February, that optimism was shattered at 10 times the speed of sound. Without warning, Russia fired a live, real warhead Oreshnik that scored a direct hit on an underground command center in western Ukraine. It was not nuclear, yet it brought a terror greater than nuclear weapons to the world. Confronted with the physical reality of an uninterceptable weapon, would humanity press the button or bend the knee? Main characters: Major James Thorne, UK, NATO liaison officer stationed at the underground fortress Object 77 near Lviv in western Ukraine, a man who knows the harsh realities on the ground. Elena Fischer, Germany, young senior official at the German Foreign Ministry. While attending a security conference in Berlin, she struggles, caught between a war-weary German public and the hard-line stances of the United States and Eastern European countries. Alexei Volkov, Russia, missile technical officer at the Kapustin Yar test range. He manages the launch sequence for the Oreshnik, but fears what it will do to the world. Detailed plot. Chapter 1. False quiet. Early February 2026, all of Ukraine is gripped by extreme cold. In Kyiv, intermittent blackouts continue due to infrastructure attacks, and parts of government functions have been relocated to the deeply buried Soviet-era bunker Object 77 near Lviv, now upgraded to NATO standards. Major Thorne checks the status of the latest Patriot PAC-3 and Iris-T systems supplied by the West inside the underground command center. High-ranking officials laugh, saying, "This is the most protected place in the world," but Thorne cannot shake the eerie memory of January's blank shot. Chapter 2. Judgment at Mach 10. Kapustin Yar, southern Russia. Officer Volkov receives a direct order from the Kremlin. Target coordinates: vicinity of Lviv. Warhead: non-nuclear kinetic penetrator. The launch button is pressed. The ascending missile reaches near space altitude, then releases its hypersonic glide vehicle, HGV, which accelerates fiercely. Lviv's Patriot radar catches only a fleeting noise. There isn't even time to sound the alarm. The Oreshnik doesn't rely on explosive force. It pierces the earth with the sheer kinetic energy of a massive object falling at Mach 10. The reinforced concrete 60 meters underground tears like wet paper, and the shockwave crushes the subterranean space. Chapter 3. Blackout. Communication with Object 77 is instantly lost. Western satellite imagery shows only a cratered mountainside and traces of an artificial earthquake extending several kilometers around it. NATO headquarters in Brussels and the White House Situation Room freeze. To the question, "Was a nuclear weapon used?" the sensors reply, "No radiation detected." The fact that a nuclear shelter was neutralized without nuclear weapons sends a message. Wherever you are on Earth, if Putin wishes it, you can be killed. Chapter 4. Turmoil in Berlin. Information reaches Fischer in Germany. Hundreds of officers, advisors, and senior Ukrainian government officials who were inside the underground facility near Lviv have vanished. Panic erupts across Germany. Is Berlin next? Frankfurt? Poland and the Baltic states shout for Article 5 activation and retaliatory strikes on Moscow, but Germany and France remain silent. They have realized their own air defense systems would be useless. NATO faces an unprecedented fracture. Retaliate, and the next real warhead falls on a European capital. Do nothing, and it means the death of the alliance. Chapter 5. Ultimatum. A television address from Moscow. The Russian president, or his successor, speaks calmly. This was a surgical strike against a military target. We have no intention of targeting Western citizens. However, further interference will invite the same measures against decision-making centers in London, Warsaw, and elsewhere. The screen shows footage of the next Oreshnik preparing for launch. The target setting display has coordinates entered, but they are pixelated. Epilogue. The Night of Decision. The story ends with the hotline connecting the White House, Brussels, and Moscow ringing. A man who was once Major Thorne's colleague stares out the window from an office in London, a peaceful cityscape. Yet he now knows that from somewhere far beyond that sky, unstoppable death could arrive in minutes. Is the hand reaching for the phone trembling with fear or burning with rage? The world stands at the threshold of full-scale war, WW3, or a humiliating peace. The longest night of human history begins. End of Hallucination.